you experience any PTSD from your time at the CIA?
I have nightmares, sure. Flashbacks.
So how did that translate into the work you were actually doing at the time?
I can't talk about operational work, so I don't think there's really a way to answer that without talking about shifting from this kind of work to that kind of work. Do you know what I mean?
Are there things you can talk about?
When you leave the agency, you go through a long process of having your cover rolled back, and I'm able to talk about having worked there, but obviously not the details of any particular operation. In my early 20s, I created an algorithm to predict areas in the world that would give rise to terrorist activity. I wanted to deconstruct what it is that creates terrorism. Spending years in another country where nobody knows what you do or who you really are is lonely. I mean, it's lonely in the small moments, really as much as the big moments. You can't really have honest or frank conversation even in your own home because of surveillance and being listened to and watched. I did see things that I'll never be able to unsee. Humans not seeing the humanity in other humans. Whether that's torture or killings that are undertaken with the same kind of callousness as a butcher might take to a piece of meat.
Is there a coyote in here? Snugs. Have snuggy dreams. Want to get some breakfast? Okay, let's go swim.
As a parent, it is my greatest responsibility to go out and make the world a more safe and peaceful place for my daughter to inherit? Or is it to be at home, snug with her, reading Harry Potter, and the world she inherits be damned? Hey, John, it's Amaryllis. Were you able to get the Kurdish Authority on the phone about the date change? I'm a little worried with all the buildup around Mosul. I want to make sure we're deconflicting with the Iraqi military. Yeah, try DC and give me a ring back. Okay. I've created an organization called Operation Zoe, Zoe meaning life, and also being my daughter's name. I wanted to take former military officers and intelligence officers who've all learned very specialized skills in order to wage war and allow them to use those specialized skills in order to wage peace. George, hi, my friend. I would love to see you. Nobody's Kurdish is like you're Kurdish. I think we're gonna have at least a night in Erbil, and we'll stay at the Rotana because their security is amazing, and their security team is trained by US forces. They've got double blast walls, snipers on the roof. So I feel pretty good about that, but you could meet us there. And Inshallah. I think one of the greatest lessons that I took away from my career at the agency is this underlying truth that everybody believes they are the good guy. And for many people in Syria and Iraq and Pakistan and Yemen and Somalia and other places where we're flying drones, the idea of being kept safe by American sky robots that kill people without making a sound is as upsetting and driving as much desire for conflict in the Islamic world as the atrocities that we see ISIS committing is driving in the American world. Xing Qi Tian. Do you know what Tian means?
What?
Heaven or the sky.
星期天.
I travel so frequently, but it's never routine. You know, it's the minute that you find it routine that you stop being aware and stop taking precautions when you're on the ground. You're gonna have the most amazing week. And I'll see you when I get home. I love you so, 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 so much.
Bye.
I'll talk to you tonight.
Okay.
Bye, my love. My sweetest coyote, more than anything, I wish I could hold you as you read this. Wish I could wrap you up in my arms and tell you how you're my best friend and wisest teacher. I wish I could read you this snugged in our bed with the world at bay outside our window and only love around us. But I'm writing you this letter in case I can't. In case I've been stopped or hurt or killed. In case it's only my love and not my arms that hold you tonight. I want to explain why I've put myself in danger, why I've risked a lifetime of telling stories with you in the park. As you grew deep beneath my navel, I felt all of humanity inside you. The truth is, all over this tiny speck in space, we humans are the same, craving of love, of understanding, of being heard and seen. Can we just go to SFO International Terminal, please? Things can change in a heartbeat. You don't know who is manning the checkpoint. In some cases, they're manned by the Iraqi military, in other cases by extremist groups who are operating locally.
Checkpoint 3.
Yes, I have my passport.
Mine's in the trunk. Can we open the trunk? Oh, I stay here? Okay, we'll pull over. Speaking in Kurdish, and we'll get out and grab our ID for him. theme of this trip is to spend time with Syrian and Iraqi young people who have all lost family to the fighting and have put together reconciliation programs to build trust with one another again.
بهجرك خلافاتنا كشهداملو كجامعة دمشق يعني عندها بيئة استقلال خبدن عندها بيئة مراج دل شهادي بدهم كم يكاجلك مسدوجا.
To be in the energy of these kids who've seen such savagery and just so much passion and intellectual curiosity about what it is they can do to make sure that this doesn't happen again on their watch. At least in their country, at least for their generation, they're committed to peace. We're 10 years plus into one narrative about the war on terrorism, and it's very binary. What we're doing is not bringing an end to this conflict. Ever since I was little, I've really loved this Rumi poem. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. I love that idea because the more that I was out in the field, the more I realized that the question is almost always not who's right and who's wrong. Almost always, both sides are partially right. And it's important for us to be able to put ourselves in our adversaries' shoes and invite them to put themselves in our shoes so that we understand what is driving this conflict, or it goes on forever.
Every single person that you meet is made out of star stuff. And so are you.
What a beautiful night it is. With the stars up in the dark night sky. All the people turning out the lights, settling down. All flowers tucked under their dirt and soil. The city is going to sleep. What a beautiful night it is.
I'm with you now as you read this, and always in every breath. Do not fear the darkness. You have in your heart the brightest of lanterns. Let your love fill you with warmth, that you might fill others, and they still others, until the world is lit from your heart. You are the love of my life, your mama.